Already level up. Good, and I have to design encounters for them in the game of Dungeons & Dragons. But first, between the 20th of April and the 24th of April, it's Monster Week, where myself and a bunch of other TTRPG creators are all focusing on Fey content because it's the monster for this week. And they're going to be giving you all sorts of videos on all sorts of things regarding the Fey. Myself, I'm a bit of a combat specialist, or an encounter specialist if you would, and I'm going to focus on that for this video. So I'm going to be talking about combat encounters, social encounters, and exploration encounters, because encounter doesn't always mean fight. Now, the first one I want to talk about is a social encounter using a bunch of silly little guys that are referred to as blink dogs. Blink dogs are a hilarious Fey creature. They're lawful good. They're always going to be bundles of energy that blink around the party using their teleportation ability to do all sorts of either mischievous or helpful things. What you can do with this is you can have the blink dogs trying to get the party to go look at something. What that something is up to you. Whether you want it to be a murder scene, the scene of a caravan ambush, the scene of a horrifying thing where the Fey creature in the woods was killed by accident or by nefarious means of sorts, and the blink dogs want you to solve it. Blink dogs are incredibly fun. They're going to have your party basically doing anything that they would with regular dogs they can do with blink dogs, except really tame them because they're not beasts, they're Fey creatures. Second type of encounter that I want to talk about is exploration. Now, how do you do exploration encounters with creatures? Well, you have a challenge that the party almost certainly cannot overcome without incredibly difficult means, and you include a creature that can have them make a deal. I'm talking about, for this one, a Pixie Wonderbringer. This sort of encounter is good for lower level characters between maybe levels 1 and 4, where they won't have a ton of abilities to fly over a chasm, for example, and they can make a deal with the Pixie Wonderbringer, who can cast Polymorph on one of them, turn them into a giant eagle so that they can get across the chasm without any issues, and make sure there's a bit of time pressure on it so that the party has to kind of deal with that, and this kind of feels like making a deal for something, whatever you want them to, is in their best interests. Lastly, I want to talk about a little bitty weeny wee combat encounter using a creature that is CR1 but is somewhat scary for players of lower levels, called the Quickling. Quicklings are armor class 16, 10 hit points, but the best thing that they have about them is they are fast. They have 120-foot move speed, so you can have them starting off in the distance so the party thinks, oh, we got so much time before they get to us, and in the next round they're on top of them making their 3 little stabby stab attacks with their +8 to hit at CR1 because they've got an incredibly high dexterity score. I'm Adapt. Follow me for more tips and tricks on how to play high-level Dungeons & Dragons.